So now we're going to look at another opportunity to slip to the back from this clench. So this can come from when we have the butterfly guard, or importantly, it can come like the previous situation once they've passed our guard. If when they push this knee down, they beat the hook. So I'm going to try to bridge my opponent over. Okay, I will not be able to find leverage to bridge them over if they walk their hips away from me, right? But if they walk their hips away from me, it means my hips are free too. So I'm going to hip escape and start to use this hook to lift my opponent here. So let's rotate, Nick. So when my opponent passes and he walks away from me, I'm going to scoop my hip in the opposite direction. I want to make this hook. This can be hard to find the space. So I'm going to move my hip away, bring my bottom knee to my elbow, and then use that knee to open space and feed his hip onto this hook. Now I'm going to sweep. If my opponent doesn't post, this sweep will turn my opponent over. But again, there's no reason why this sweep should work because he has a free arm and a free leg to that side. So if I sweep and my opponent wants to go with that sweep, we're going to use that sweep to get all the way up to our knees and then shuck off of the arm. At this point, we have a choice, okay? I prefer to take the back with a right side seatbelt. So if I end up on this side, okay, with the opposite seatbelt, release and reconnect my hands. If I found this opposite seatbelt and I prefer to take the back with a left arm seatbelt and I choke with my left arm, instead of switching the seatbelt here, I also have the option to jump my body across my opponent's hip, or I can start to take the back as a lefty. So again, we can look for this option from the clinch here, okay? But oftentimes it's gonna come when we lose this position. I start to try to bridge my opponent, he moves his hip away. We're gonna find this hook and use this to start turning them over. As they make base, we have to keep the frame with our legs strong so our knee can't dip. And I'm gonna push myself up until my knee can escape. Now, as my hook and knee releases, we're gonna shuck out of the control, switch, and find the back.